Hello builders, parents, and collectors. On this episode of the Creation Evaluation Station, we are going to be evaluating this. It is Ninjago Legacy Jay's Stormfighter. Now, I don't know that I have the original. I might, or they might not have been an original. The Legacy line does have some sets that were never made. But yeah, this thing is pretty cool. But before I get into it any further, I want to let new viewers know I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. And I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works, such as movies, video games, and animation. So, because these are in-depth reviews, they can be on the long side. So make sure you are using the timestamps embedded in the red line here or down in the description to jump around to your favorite parts or to use as bookmarks to come back to at a later date. So let's take a closer look at that box. That jet looks really cool. That's one reason why I really wanted this one. Got a good number of figures in it. Got 4 figures there. Typical from season 1. There's the back, showcasing some of the things it does. And a nice and big picture there as well. That's one reason why these can be confused, which is the front and which is the back, because you get a nice big picture on both sides. Anyways, getting down to its details, it is a set number 70688. It's for ages 9 and up. Has 490 pieces and originally retailed for $39.99. It's no longer available, but it was released in January of 2019. So, I love the looks of this jet. Pretty cool. It's got some interesting features. I just like the looks of it, period. Sometimes you don't need things to have awesome gimmicks to them. They just look awesome to begin with, and this one looks very zoomable, and that's the most important thing in a flying vehicle, right? Zoomability. Anyways, let's go open her up and check it out. Here we have the contents of the box, and we've got a smaller booklet, but very thick, and we have a sticker sheet, unfortunately, but there's not too many stickers on there. And even when you look at the picture, you don't even really notice the sticker, so it might be okay. Those ones on those fins or wings or whatever look really cool though. But anyways, we have a bag 1, bag 2, a bag 3, and bag 4, and that's it. 4 bags, good decent size set. We have the contents of bag 1. Apparently this is a large enough set. They put a brick separator in it, and then we've got a lot of other pieces, mostly plates, but all sorts of different things, Technic parts, hinge pieces. We have a lot of these blue hinge pieces here. Got a Technic bracket, more plates, angled plates. We have some string. We have Jay in here, or his vehicle, so he gets to be the first one, I guess. A bunch of these round bottom pieces. A lot of small stuff in here. Overall, there's just a lot in this first bag here. Dots or studs and tile pieces. A lot here. Technic pins and stuff. Yeah, quite a bit. Here we have bag 2, and we don't have quite as many pieces here as the last one, but what we lack in quantity, we're making up for it in size, because we have quite a few large pieces, including these awesome looking gold swords, a canopy piece, some large sloped pieces here. We have a lot of long plates, and even though we don't have a lot of pieces over here, we still have quite a few small pieces, including some transparent lightning bolts in blue. Bit of a strange color for them, but and then we have one of the snake guys over here. Yeah, a lot of little plates and things in here. There's a lot of these gold studs. I don't see a gold or a stud shooter, but and then we have printed pieces, which is nice. We've got a caution tile and two different kinds of dials and stuff. Probably for the plane controls. Yeah, there's still a lot here. Here is bag 3, and it is probably the smallest bag. You know, it does have a really large piece in here. But it is not the last bag. We still got one more to go, but there's so little in this one. It's very odd. And then we have Nia in here. Couple green, transparent greens dots. Some weapons. But yeah, that's it. One more to go. Here we have the fourth and last bag. And like I said, there's a lot more here than the last bag. Got some ammo. Some more gold pieces. More blue pieces, of course. The very blue set. We have our last snake guy. And we have got a bunch of small stuff, both blue and other colors as well. A lot of these vent pieces in black. Got one transparent dot piece in green, and then 3 in red. More of these snake guys. But yeah. A lot more than the third bag. It's very strange. I did notice that, like, things like this, we're getting the opposite angle pieces than from the previous bag, but there's a lot more too. So, well, let's go finish putting this guy together. Here we have the leftover pieces. And of course, we've got our rig separator, and if you've got enough sets, you've got plenty of these. And we have our regular leftovers here. We got some good stuff here, some leftover weapons and teeth, claw piece, whatever you want to call it, and lightsaber hilt. Then you have your regular, just studs and dots and single stud cheese slopes and things like that. And then we have one extra bolt for our weapons. Not a lot of extra ammo. There's not a lot of weapons in this, really. There's just the 2 bolt shooters. Here are our cast of characters for this set. We've got Jay here. We got Nia. We've got Lasha and Pythor. And we're going to take off all their gear here in just a second. Take a closer look at their prints, although we should check out just their accessories. Nothing too amazing. I mean, all these, both ninjas have sort of built accessories with his nunchucks here with the golden dragon hilts, and then Nia with her spear here, and then Lash has got his dagger here with a fang on it, which is kind of cool. And then I really like the little build here for Pythor and his little staff weapon here. I think that's a nice little build for a staff. And let's see what else. Oh yes, neither of the ninjas here have a back hilt, or not back hilt, a backpack with that for weapon storage, unfortunately. But they don't have katanas either. In fact, most the last Legacy set I didn't have that either. Kind of sucks, but you do get to see their backs a little bit more, which we'll take off their gear and take a closer look at that. And also, with their headbands swooping down their backs, it wouldn't work very well anyways. I'm going to take the Lasha's hood off here, but I did want to show the printing on the top of that before I take off their gear and stuff. Here they are, stripped down. You can check out their prints a lot easier and see their smiling faces, or not so smiling faces in this case. Jay looks awesome here with his swooping dragon, which is very appropriate for him. And then Nia also looks very nice in hers. I love the color scheme. I love how they, the earlier sets and stuff, which is what this is based off of, and have the red, which is integrated from her Samurai X armor, and you know, her brother is Kai, the fire ninja, so of course we find out more that she's using water, but they still integrated that into her costume. That nice dark red, which I think is a nice contrast against the lighter blue. It's really nice, and their faces look good. I'll see that they have second faces, but want to check out the snake guys here too. Lasha looks pretty cool. He's got one eye kind of out, probably where he got his name because he got lashed. Nice printing on the chest there. He's got a little bit metallic there, as you see it shine there, but some nice detailing with those scales and everything all over his body. Then we have Pythor here, and take a look at the top of his head first. Nice pattern there, the gem on the skull there. And the reason why I want to look at the top of his head, because we're going to pull off the head so we can look at his torso a little bit better, because his jaw drops down below that. But yeah, he's got another gem there on his chest. Some nice abs there, and details. Those lovely snake muscles that a python would have. And then on the back here, we've got a little bit more printing, but nothing on the tail or the back of the head there. Not too bad printing, it's just too bad we don't have more. Pythor continues his pattern there with his little armored shoulder piece there in metallic and straps going on the back. You got some more of the scales back there. Nia's got her dragon running across the back. I love how all the dragons wrap around them. It's a very nice touch. She's got that nice gold color too. I don't know. She uses that light blue. I'm wondering if, I mean, it contrasts with the red, but I also wonder if the red bleeds through a little bit there, and the blue's a little bit darker than they intended. Doesn't look bad, but, and yes, they have second faces back here. Lasha didn't, even though technically he could. I think the hood would hide it. And then Jay's back here with his dragon on the back and the symbol. Very nice. So let's move on to the main attraction. Here we have everything put together here. Now we've already looked at all the figures, so we're just gonna sweep them away, except for Jay over here, because we're gonna look at him in the cockpit. But before we do, you'll notice there's no place to store his weapons on the vehicle that we saw earlier in the figure section. But he does have a place over here. They are on this shrine, so apparently he's trying to get them. And before we look at this, we are going to look at this little shrine. There's not much to it, simple build. But hey, it gives a place to put his weapons and a goal for the set. For the story of the set, I should say. Got some nice snake decorum there. I don't know why the snakes have all the golden weapons, but they do. They're guarding it. And you just have this little shrine. You could have it this way with them hiding on the back, or facing this way looking all holy and ready to be nabbed. But yeah, simple little build. Funny enough, this set, a lot of times with sets, if you're familiar, usually the small builds are done first. In this case, they actually did the small build last, and the jet was the first build. It's rather strange. But getting back over here, before we check out the rest of this, we'll get to Jay here. Sits rather nicely in the cockpit there. He's got a nice stick there and plenty of dials and stuff for flying. It's nice. Sits right down there. He's got a nice looking seat with a padded head piece and everything. Looks really nice. And sits down there kind of easy. And that comes down right. Now, I'm not quite sure why they had to put this here. It's not necessarily for keeping this closed or anything, but it is there, this little knob. It's interesting, this piece is actually technically upside down. I think it is an interesting use. Although they have a piece like this that has studs on top. So I don't know why they did it this way, but it did turn out looking really nice. Got some nice looking exhaust ports along the side here, pretty snazzy. And overall this jet just looks amazing. Very zoomable. Nice slopes. It's built with a mix of, you know, smooth surfaces but studs as well. I like a combination of both. I know some people are obsessed with getting rid of all the studs, and that's up to them, I guess. But you know, the combination gives more texture, adds more complexity to the build almost. And now this thing's got some weapons here. We've got, under each wing there is a bolt launcher, I should say, and you'll see these here, they're just like thrusters and stuff. They use them on the back as well, but they're actually joint pieces where you would hook a joint into there and it would bend. And I was kind of confused when I was building. I'm like, aren't these supposed to be for joints? What are they going to attach to? And I'm looking at the parts and not seeing the other half of the joints. That's because they're actually used more for decoration for thrusters and things, which I think is pretty cool. Different use of the parts, which is, I'm all about that. And you got the nice Spinjitzu spinner pieces there for decoration there. But these upper tail fin sections with the thrusters and engines on them have some posability, but you can't do too much with them. And the wingtips here also can be bent down like that if you're interested in that, or maybe you want to pull them down just for landing so they're out of the way. But a little bit of posability there. No landing gear under the underside, but you see these gold pieces here, which we'll get to in a moment. So a lot of smooth stud pieces here on the back. There's the back engine, and then we have the doohickey gadget thing right here. And see, we'll pop that, and these will open up, and look at that. It is now in extended attack mode. And what's interesting is there's a little clip inside of there. I have no idea if you can see it in there. There's a little gray piece right there on this side that when you pull this down, it'll clip it and hold it into place, which I thought that's nice. The only problem with the open mode here is if you want to use the shooters there, now pointed out to the side, but I guess the main attack would be this kind of bladed attack. I mean, maybe energy shoots out, but I think that looks really cool when it opens up like that. Gives it a totally different profile. Oops, absolutely awesome. Yeah. I haven't seen the show, and I don't know, maybe energy shoots out from these like lightning. That would be cool. Or maybe, you know, it's just a blade type thing and he'll fly real low and chop people up. Kind of gory, but you know, maybe. And there's, when you want to close these back up, now you pull the thing back, but it does not automatically close them up. You have to actually close them up by hand. So you get the cool effect when you open it up, but not when you close it up. And there's a little clip right here, and there's a bar inside, so that will hold it in place to keep these closed when you have it in jet mode. These are supposed to. They line up right. There we go. And once again, he's in nice compact mode and still looks awesome. But that feature just takes the cake. So let's head back to the desk and give this a final evaluation. So we're back here at the desk and give this a final evaluation. But first, my thoughts overall. I think this is a great set. I had a lot of fun putting it together. It's really amazing, and I really like it. So let's break it down. For appearance, figures look good. This thing looks awesome. Probably the least impressive thing about this is this little shrine, but it's not bad either. But yeah, this looks awesome. It's got some nice shaping, beautiful looking jet. Appearance got a 10. Now, as far as function, this does have a function. I mean, this is a great looking jet and really zoomable by itself. It's fairly light. You know, nice for flying. It maybe would have been nice to have a little bit of landing gear, but when it comes down to its actual function, it's pretty awesome because the wings open up and you have the blades sticking out. They look really cool. Changes the kind of whole shape of the jet and looks amazing. And I gave function 10 easy as well. Now fun, as I said, it's fun to put together. Definitely very fun there. And it's a very fun jet to zoom around and to transform at the same time, doing both. And on top of that, you have a good balance here of good guys versus bad guys. Now, the good guys do have a large jet, and the bad guys really don't have anything. Unless you count the shrine, and even so, that's not much. But you have 2 bad guys and 2 good guys. And of course, perhaps he doesn't get this awesome jet until he gets the golden weapons that the snake guys are guarding. So there's some good play value here. I might have to beat the snake guys without it. So, you know, it's easy to come up with some good stories. Kids are going to have fun with this. There's a good balance despite the larger vehicle here. And I gave fun a 10. I think collectors, kids, builders that just love building things are going to have fun no matter what part of the spectrum you're on with the building and construction sets, I should say. Now, as far as techniques, we've already talked about how awesome this function is. The technique behind it was really awesome. And besides that, there's some other really awesome techniques to create the overall appearance of this. I appreciate that it's got some smooth areas and it's got some studded, rougher areas. I think that adds to it, gives it more character. The use of different parts differently than expected, like these exhaust or jet engine parts, and well, they're not jet engines, they're actually hinge parts that were used to be basically exhausts and stuff for jet engines. And they flipped over this piece for the nose cone to give it a nice look, and so much different uses for parts, not just in the gimmick but overall. And this was great. I gave this a 10 as well. Technique got a 10, and that brings our final average. If you can't do the math, it adds up to 40. You divide it by 10, or by a 4, you get a 10. So final eval is 10. This is a really good, solid set. I love it very much. And just briefly talking about price, it was what was it, $39.99. It had 392 pieces, if I'm reading that correctly, and you end up with 8 cents per piece. So even the price on this is really good. 40 bucks. It's a pretty large vehicle, plus you get a lot of characters. It feels about right. So yeah, this set is amazing. It got a solid 10. Definitely, if you can get your hands on it, because it's no longer available, I would recommend it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about this awesome set. Is it as awesome as I think it is? Do you like it as much as I do? What are your thoughts on the Legacy line overall? This is definitely an interesting set, and the Legacy line overall is pretty interesting. But yeah, leave any thoughts and questions down there. Let's discuss this down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you're new here or have not already, please subscribe. We're working our way up to 400. We're at 319 the last I checked. So we're slowly moving up. Got a long ways to go to get to the big numbers, but we're ticking away. And if you do subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified by YouTube when I get new videos out. But I would also check out down in the description. I have links to Facebook and Twitter down there, and if you follow me on either one of those, you will get notifications faster, or at least tend to get them out faster than YouTube. And while you're down there, if you don't mind checking out my Patreon, there's that down there as well. There's not much there. It's just $1 a month to help out if you can, more directly, because anything you do helps a lot. Whether it's just watching the video, subscribing, whatever, that helps, and commenting, of course. Of course, I don't want just comments to help the video grow. I want to discuss these things. That's kind of why I got this channel started too. So that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.